do you
All
think?
right. Very nice.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm glad you approve. I was just feeling that music last night though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just like, yes, it. So I'm glad you approve of that. But yeah, can you kind of walk us through what we saw there a little bit in that video clip and then relate that to how we're using technology, we're interfacing with this technology already, how it's improving our lives as humans and gives us more meaningful work.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing I like to start off with is that our company slogan is freeing humans one robot at a time. And it really has a very deep meaning that, like, you know, thinking about happiness and what we do with our daily lives and whatnot, we spend so much time at work and at jobs that we don't necessarily like. And I think it's very important that we think about, like, how are we spending our careers? Are we happy with our jobs? And I think robots, they're a tool to change that for like a human society, right? Like if a robot's doing the job that uh, somebody just hates, right? They just hate picking up this part and putting it in this box every single day. It offers that opportunity for, as we grow as a human race, that we uh, offer up jobs that are more appealing and more joyful. Um, and so robots and stuff have been around for a long time. But even with robots being around as long as they have been, there's still a huge gap in manufacturing for the use of robotics, for the use of automation. There's still a lot of tasks that are very uh, labor intensive, and I when it comes to like Industry 4.0 and like IoT of like Internet of Things, um, I stay on the side of there are companies that are ready for it, but there's so many companies that are not even there yet, right? There's so many companies that are just they need to get to the first stage before they really even focus on trying to worry about the lifetime of the sensor, right? Um, and so I think that's definitely a focus in my mind. It's kind of like a different strategy of how, like, I think I'm approaching it a little bit differently to the industry, because like industry is like 4.0, 4.0, 4.0,
Yeah.
and hence the name of your channel, right? 4.0.
Yeah.
um, but I think that then there's a lot of neglect on the side of, like, people need to do something more than nothing, right, in their automation processes. Um, and then I think that on the other hand, like, we're pushing some of the technologies that are a little bit more innovative, right? A little bit newer technologies. So a couple of those things would be, universal robots, having collaborative robot, Fanuc CRX robot. These are all somewhat newer robots that weren't necessarily in the industry a few years ago, and really diving into AMR technologies. Like, that's one they're really pushing is AMRs, because we didn't really have the logistical pool to be able to deploy something as quickly and easily as we can today. Before, it had to be done with an AGV, and it had to be a magnetic strip or a paint strip, and there had to be a lot of engineering time that went into the thought process of, like, how are we going to lay this out? How are we going to route it? Um, and then if you decided to change your mind, it was a lot of work, especially if you do mag strips in the ground and you have to cut out concrete and all that. Like, that's a huge undertaking. Um, Whereas now with like AMR technologies, if you decide you don't like this path today, you can change it in 15 minutes.